The question as to who the first inhabitants of Israel were is complex, as the region has been home to various peoples and civilizations throughout history. The earliest documented inhabitants were, however, the Canaanites. They were an ancient Semitic people who inhabited the region of Canaan, which corresponds to parts of modern-day Israel, Palestine, Lebanon, Jordan, and Syria. They are a group of historical and cultural significance in the ancient Near East, and their civilization dates back to the 3rd millennium BCE. The Canaanite civilization was characterized by its advanced city-states, agriculture, and trade networks. The Canaanites spoke various Semitic languages, with different city-states having their own dialects. The Canaanites' significance in history also lies in their mention in ancient Egyptian and biblical texts. In the Hebrew Bible, they are sometimes depicted as the indigenous people of the land that later became the promised land for the Israelites, who were the next inhabitants. The biblical narrative suggests that, during the Israelite conquest of Canaan, there were instances of warfare and the destruction of Canaanite cities. Many scholars argue that the biblical account should be understood in the context of ancient Near Eastern warfare rhetoric, which often employed hyperbolic language to emphasize the significance of victories. A UK-based study suggests that the Canaanites continued to exist but morphed into the inhabitants of modern Lebanon. Scientists sequenced the genomes of 5 4,000-year-old Canaanite individuals and compared them to other ancient and present-day populations. The results, published in the American Journal of Human Genetics, show that 93% of the ancestry of modern Lebanese ancestry comes from the Canaanites. After the Canaanites, the Israelites established the kingdoms of Israel and Judah. During this time, the Philistines settled in the southern coastal areas. In the 8th century BCE, the Assyrians conquered the northern kingdom of Israel, leading to the exile of the 10 northern tribes. The Babylonian conquest in 586 BCE resulted in the Babylonian exile. In the 6th century BCE, the Persians conquered Babylon, allowing Jewish exiles to return and rebuild the Second Temple. Subsequent centuries saw rule by the Seleucids, the Maccabean Revolt, and later Roman control, including the destruction of the Second Temple in 70 CE, which led to a widespread Jewish diaspora. The region witnessed Byzantine, Arab, Crusader, and Ottoman rulership over the centuries. The 20th century brought the establishment of the State of Israel in 1948, leading to ongoing conflicts with neighboring Arab nations. As for the origins and lineage of Palestinians, they are descendants of various groups who have lived in the region for centuries. Their ancestry includes ancient Canaanites, Philistines, Arab tribes, and other groups who have historically inhabited the area. Interestingly, one DNA study found substantial genetic overlap among Palestinians and Jews. According to this study, it was proposed that part, or perhaps the majority of Muslim Palestinians, descend from local inhabitants, mainly Christians and Jews, who had converted after the Islamic conquest in the 7th century AD.